I'm here with Dallan Randall from JB Water, and we're going to do an interesting water test that he's going to show us about the purity of water that we have.
So, Dr. Jarom, I find that when people want better water, they'll typically go to the store, look at all the different labels and read them and be attracted to one or another. They open it up, they taste it, and then based on the taste, they'll decide whether to continue using that bottled water or go with a different one. Unfortunately, taste is actually a poor indicator of purity. What we wanted to illustrate today is just what pure water is and how it compares to some of the popular bottled waters out there. So we're going to do what we call our two-finger demonstration. And it starts off with a glass of absolutely clean, high purity JB water. This is actually steam distilled water, nothing but pure H2O. And we've got a little tester here called the Tds Meter. Measures total dissolved solids. These can be readily available to just about anybody. And we put it in there. We'll have Dr. Jarom be our eyes and see what those numbers read.
002.
All right, so it reads 002. So virtually a perfect glass of water at 2 parts per million. Now I'd like to have you take a couple of your fingers and wash them off in that cup. This is where the two-finger test comes from. The reason have people wash their fingers off on there is because our fingers get dirt. Doorknobs, keys, things our hands come in contact with, the same dirt that we find around us in the environment. The same dirt that water comes in contact with, and of course washes and dissolves and ends up in the water supply. So after you've washed your fingers off in there, would you drink that cup of water?
Sure, I have pretty clean hands. I think I might be okay drinking it. But
not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how often do we take and eat our hamburger with our fingers? I'm sure you don't eat hamburgers.
Every now and then, as long as they're grass-fed organic.
Maybe when you eat your apple or something else. It's your own hands. It's not too big of a deal, right?
So 010.
010. So we can see that the numbers have changed a little bit. Now we're going to get it interesting, and we're going to see how squirmish Dr. Jarom is and see if he'll take a drink after I wash my fingers off in there.
No, I think we showed that my hands were pretty good. I don't know about yours, though.
Just to take a little bit farther, I just came in from outside, and I'm going to take just a little bit of the dirt from the bottom of my shoe and put it in there. Now, I want to make sure I point out this. We don't do this to give an ick factor or people say, oh, that's disgusting, gross. All we're doing is illustrating this is how water gets dirty. This is what happens in nature. Water comes down as rain. It hits the roads, the streets, the mountains, the beautiful, sparkling stream, and it starts to pick up dirt. Let's see what it measures now.
Still going up. It says 020.
So now it's reading about 20 parts per million. And would you want to drink that cup of water?
No. Would
you want to drink that cup of water? May not be your first preference because we have a pretty good idea of what went into it. Now, Dr. Jarom, do you have some bottled water we can test and see how it measures out? All right, so what we've got here is a very popular Arrowhead mountain spring water, right? And in order to be called spring water, it comes from some natural source somewhere. Water came down as rain, ran through this beautiful stream, and do you think it may have picked up some of the same dirt that we just put in this cup of water? Yeah, absolutely. It's just a natural process. So let's take our tester and put it in here and see how this measures.
146 and going up a little bit, looks like 147.
So the mountain spring water tests out about 147 parts per million. When people get distilled water, they're getting the absolute best. People who get a steam distiller want to know what they're drinking in their bodies, and so they want absolutely everything taken out. When we get bottled water or some other alternative, sometimes we don't always get what we think we're paying for.
Yeah, very interesting. If you want to go for purity, then that steam distillation is the way to go.